Good morning, Jimmy, Davon, Naziah, and Armand. Today is Tuesday, March 24th. Hope everyone's having a good morning so far. Today you are going to need from your take-home bag the Quick Read Seasons packet. Turn to Earth's Tilt. You're also going to need your notebook. Turn to the page where you've been writing your notes on Earth's Tilt from yesterday, and a writing utensil. So yesterday I asked you to read Earth's Tilt and circle any words you were unfamiliar with or didn't know. So the words that came up I wrote on some note cards, and then I also added some of my own that I thought might have been challenging. So the first word that was posted to yesterday's assignment was this word. We've been working a little bit with these when we were doing our flashcards during group time. This is called a contraction. So this is kind of like a shortened up version of two words using an apostrophe to take the place of one or more letters. So in this case, this is a contraction for this word, these two words, is not. As you can see, there's the IS, the N, that apostrophe takes the place of the O, and then there's the T. So this word is, or this contraction is, isn't. If you locate the word isn't in Earth's Tilt, it is the second sentence that says, Earth isn't really on a pole. If I would substitute those two words for that contraction, the sentence would still make sense. Earth is not really on a pole. So that first word, excuse me, that was submitted is the word isn't. I just want to show you another example of a contraction, didn't. So here's the contraction didn't for the words did not. Again, notice that that apostrophe takes the place of that O. So we can shorten up did not to didn't. I'll make sure that we keep our eye out for other contractions and make sure we're going over those as we continue to read our quick reads. Also, if you come across any in your reading, feel free to post them on Google Classroom and we can figure them out together as a class. So those are the only words submitted so far. If anybody did not get the assignment done from yesterday and has some words they're still wondering about, please feel free to submit those and I will discuss those on our video, I believe on Thursday. There'll be another instructional video. Or actually, let me look. Yep, Thursday will be our next classroom video. So another word that I picked out was this word. As I'm spotting and dotting my vowels, I notice that there's an I and an E. I notice that sometimes at the end of a word, it's not actually at the end, but there's the E, that sometimes it'll make that vowel say its name, I. I also notice that there might be this ending ED, so if I cover it, can I get a root word? So I'm looking at this, I spot my vowel, I, possibly thinking it's going to be the short I. So if I draw a line here between my two consonants, I get till, tilt. If I add on my ending, tilted. That sounds like a correct word to me. Let me look in my packet, see if I can locate that word in the sentence, and it says, however, it is tilted so that some parts of the earth are closer to the sun than other parts. I also noticed that this root word was farther down in my reading, right here in this sentence where it says Earth's movement and its tilt. Just doesn't have the ending ED on it. So this word is tilted. Next word I noticed was this word. If I'm spotting and dotting my vowels, I notice the E and the I. I'm thinking that maybe this is a vowel combination, and I know that two things. Sometimes the EI together says the long E sound. I also know that sometimes when two vowels are together, when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking, which means that this will either be an E or an E. So if I draw a line between here, I have B or be, And then I also kind of noticed this ending ing. So maybe this is the ing. So maybe this is being, bang. Let me try the e, being. This word might be being. I'm going to go back into my sentence, see if I can locate that word being. Right in this first sentence, think of Earth as being on a pole that tilts to one side. That seems to make sense to me. So now we have isn't, tilted, and being. One of the other words I noticed was this word. If I spot and dot my vowels, I notice my E, A, and a O. Again, vowel combination. I know and I've learned that the E-A vowel combination together can say the long E sound, or it can also say eh. I can also fall back on the when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So maybe this is either the long E sound or eh. So I may have se or I may have si. Then if I'm looking at the ending of this word, I notice this O, no E at the end, so maybe this says sans, sesans, sesans, seasons, seasons, or seasons. Let's look. Let's find this word. It's the last sentence in our passage. These changes make the different seasons. Like winter, spring, summer, fall. Seasons. The next two words I'm just going to say to you, and then we're not going to go through the word work for these two words. So the next word is really. I'll just tell you that real quick. A lot of times when a Y comes at the end of a word, it'll say I or E. I spotted my EA vowel combination. So, and I know that it says E sometimes, so really. And the last word, movement. I'm sorry, this was also a word that was submitted as a unfamiliar word by one of your classmates. So this word, movement. Spot my vowels, see this E, not mauve. And if I cover this up, I notice this word and I know this word move. So movement. So there are your words for today. Now what I want you to do is have your passage out. I'm going to read this aloud to you as you follow along. Here we go. Earth's tilt. Think of Earth as being on a pole that tilts to one side. So I'm thinking of this pole and like the pole kind of tilts, and I know that tilt kind of means to go like that, so the Earth might be kind of tilted. Earth really isn't really on a pole. However, it is tilted so that some parts of Earth are closer to the sun than other parts. So the Earth tilts. And sometimes some of the Earth is closer to the sun, which might mean that it's hotter, and the part that's not by the sun is not as hot. When part of Earth is closer to the sun is in the sky longer and it is warmer there. So this tells me that when the part of Earth, if it's closer to the sun, that part's hotter. I'm kind of thinking that with it getting warmer outside, turning into spring and soon summer, that maybe our part of the Earth where we are is tilted closer to the sun. Second paragraph. Earth also moves around the sun. So that means the Earth is orbiting, that's another word, around the sun as it's tilted. Earth's movement and its tilt mean that the parts of Earth that are closest to the sun change over a year. These changes make the different seasons. So as the Earth is traveling around the sun, it's tilted, and it says, I'm going to read this sentence again. Earth's movement and its tilt mean that the parts of the Earth that are closest to the sun change over a year. So as it's rotating, it takes one whole year. So that's how we kind of get the seasons as we're going around, depending on where we are located by the sun. Okay. So what I would like you to do now is pause this video, and I want you to read this passage out loud to yourself. When you're done reading, unpause the video and we'll continue. Okay, so now you have read this passage once again to yourself. Now what I want to do is I'm going to read the passage aloud again to you. We've been working on a strategy for finding main idea in a passage. The first thing we try to do is figure out the topic. What's the big, huge thing that this paragraph or this passage or this book is talking about? Sometimes we can figure that out using the title. Plus, I heard a lot of talk about Earth. So I'm thinking the big, huge main topic here is the Earth. And then as we're reading, we listen for words or concepts or vocabulary words that are repeated throughout the passage, and also to different phrases or ideas that keep getting repeated. So I heard a lot of different things about Earth and Earth's tilt. So what we did in the past when we were working together is we would write those words down or those phrases down on a whiteboard. What I want you to do is in your notebook for today, the 24th, under Earth's tilt, so set your notebook up like this, and then write some of those words and phrases. So we'll have a topic, and then we'll have those repeated words and phrases, and from there, we should be able to develop a main idea statement. What is this passage mainly about? Has to do with the Earth, but what about the Earth? So I'm going to read this again as you write down some words. Feel free to pause the video and rewind as many times as you need to. Just like we reread something to gain information and to make things more clear for ourselves, you can do the same thing with a video and pause and rewind and rewatch it again. So feel free to do that. So here we go. Listening for and writing down words and concepts and ideas that are repeated. Knowing that our big overall topic is the Earth. Earth's tilt. Think of Earth as being on a pole that tilts to one side. Heard that word tilt a couple times. Earth isn't really on a pole. However, it is tilted. Wow, that's 3 times it talked about being tilted. Or I heard that word tilted and Earth. However, it is tilted so that some parts of the Earth are closer to the sun than other parts. When a part of Earth, I keep hearing part of Earth. When a part of Earth is closer to the sun, there's that closer to the sun and closer and sun. The sun is in the sky longer and it is warmer there. Earth also moves around the sun. Earth's movement, so that movement, Earth moving, and its tilt, there's that word again, means that parts of the Earth that are closest to the sun, I keep hearing that phrase again, closest to the sun, change over a year. These changes make the different seasons. So now if you need to go back and rewind the video, like I said, as many times as you want to, write down some words. That's what I would like you to do right here. Now that we have our topic, Earth, and some of our repeated words and phrases, I want you to come up with a main idea statement, which you can also write at the bottom of your notebook. When you are finished with all of that, please take a picture of it and send it to me on Google Classroom. If you are unable to do that, you can take a picture on your iPad or your device and send it to my email address. My email address is on Google Classroom. If you need it again, please feel free to message me. So I will see you guys back for another video on Thursday, and we'll go over your main idea statements and the words you've written down. I hope you all have a good rest of your day.